Hello, fellow SuperCoaches, and welcome back to another edition of Friday Knockoffs. And we are here post-game to chat about all the happenings. And there was a little bit of happening this game. It was a cracking game, we'll say that, from an AFL standpoint. Very entertaining. Mind you, I tipped the Crows, which was annoying, but full credit to the Dogs, as they say, as the cliche goes, because they fully deserve the win. Hopefully you are doing well, and we have kicked off the round 2 of SuperCoach to a positive note, hopefully, depending on the players you have, of course. But let us know in terms of, obviously, if you can hear me, because I think this is coming through loud and clear. Because when I did the the first edition of the Friday Knockoffs, I accidentally, as you can see with my pod mic here, if you push it, it goes mute. So yeah, just double checking there. If you can see me looking down, I'm not looking beneath the desk. I'm looking down at my mic, and it is working, I think. So great to have your company, as always. Feel free to send through any comments, questions, thoughts, banter, anything that you so wish as well. And we might even, we're going to cap this at a half an hour, maybe 45-minute stream at most, because I have a knack for letting things get out of hand. And before I know it, I look at the clock and it's 2 a.m. So we might pop up in the chat as well. If you are keen to jump on for a bit of a yarn, mono and mono, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, feel free to just continue on in the comments section. So kicking things off, we have Clifford, who says, okay, so we are here. Also, so here we are. Seems the boys are missing. So tonight it looks like I'll be doing the dissection of the game. Well, we can have you on, Clifford, as I was saying, mate. Jump on, Cliff. Don't jump off the cliff, jump on, Cliff. What a great game, coming down to the final minutes to decide a winner. Bont put a 50 SuperCoach point last quarter together to get the Dogs home. And that I'm annoyed with as well, because, I'm happy that I have Bont, because there were quite a number of people out there that actually faded the great man, which I cannot believe people were doing. But if you had seen my my VC and C, I'm the captain now episode, I was contemplating Bont. And I thought, you know what? I think I had him ranked, I think, 3rd overall, maybe 4th behind Sheasel, who's my top option. Then it was Anderson and Petrarca, and then Bont. And personally for me, I don't own Anderson, I own Sheasel, I own Track, and I own Bont. So I was weighing up between, and let me know your thoughts as well as to where you landed, but I was weighing up between Bont and Track as my VC. And Bont obviously served me well first up with that 160 in round 1 as my VC. And I kind of went against one of my rules where I if I back in a player and they've rewarded me well with a nice VC score, I tend to stick around and back them in. But this time I just got seduced, in a sense, by Petrarca facing, Richmond, and he's good form. So, yeah, I was a little bit annoyed, but happy that I still own Bont, obviously. So, yeah, there's that. But let us know who you've gone for with the VC and C, and if you had Bont tonight. And we might actually go through as well whilst we're going through some of the comments. So keep them coming through. Some of the stats. Now, these looks as though they're stats for ants. Let me just zoom in here, and hopefully that does help. There we go. You can see a little bit better now. So the top scorers, as you can see here, Bont with a 141, English with 114, Worrell, who a few people were looking at after his hot start in round 1, had a 123, and Dawson thereabouts just limped over 100. Who else is there? Cook with a 62. Those are kind of the notable Crows. There was a number of guys that were stuck on the bench as well. Rory Laird, 68. I know he had a calf issue early on, but he was stuck on the bench for about 10, 15 minutes late in the last quarter. For the Dogs, obviously, as I said, Le Bont with the 141, English with 114. Who else is there? Now, let us know as well, because I've been calling this bloke Jakes. I think it's Jarks, is it not? I'm calling him Jekyll and Hyde because virtually like multiple people in the one body, because I'm calling him Jacks and Jakes. But I think it's Jarks. Driving home from a filming gig this evening, I was listening to Triple M, and they were saying Jarks, which says to me he's a bit of a Frenchman. So I might call him Frenchie from now on. Buderick with a 67, which keeps that cash generation ticking over. Sold with a 61, which again, likewise. And that's about it. Bailey Dale, 56. Geez, he's fallen off a cliff. Geez, I'm getting PTSD here because I was an early owner of Bailey Dale. I traded him into my team after a hot start. Then he went to shit, and then he came good again. But I wonder if, he's obviously had an interrupted sort of late preseason, but I wonder if we can get him on the cheap. 56, gee whiz, he's gonna slide, that's for sure. Geez, the comments they're building. So let me go through some of these. Dan, g'day mate. Hope you are well. Intern, mate. Thank you for tuning in. Cliff, oops, okay, we have the official presenter now. Mate, you are more than welcome to stand in. And you've done a fine job at that. So thank you, Cliff. Here we go. Mass debate her. It is, of course, the Jonas of the GOAT. Damo will be with you soon. He's busy dedicating a tug to his VC. Well, mate, I wish it was the case, but as you just heard, it was not. We take that 140 VC. Jay Connor, you are a VC of Le Bont. A very fun game, I reckon. And g'day, Cheese. Good to see you, mate. Seb Dio, 32, how are you? I don't have Bont. When should I try to get him in? ASAP, really. Dan Green wasn't going to trade, then used 3, then reverse trades, now used 1. I just got rid of Young. That sounds like a sensible move, mate. I'm glad that I faded him, which my new rule, which I don't know if any of you out there have the same rule, but it was a new rule that I adopted this season because I found as though I was taking risks on guys who were injured across the preseason, and then in season, they were getting re-injured and killing me. So I ended up adopting that new rule of not selecting players if they have a terrible durability and they have a limited preseason or interrupted preseason, get rid of them. And I think McKercher was my exception to the rule because it was literally a broken finger. So anything structurally in terms of that, I wasn't too worried about, but soft tissue, rolled ankles, all that sort of stuff, which Hayden Young has had in spades. I was like, yeah, nah, not having any of that. Let us know what the other trades you were thinking of making there, Dan. I'll be intrigued, though. G-Bags, looks like my plans for getting Bont as a mid-season upgrade have gone out the window. Now, let me just say this. Let this be a lesson to all of you out there. I don't want to be here pointing fingers and being like, holier than thou. But we've always been fans of Bont, not just me. But one thing I've learned I've been playing SuperCoach since I was in late high school, which was it was over 20 years ago now, believe it or not. That is how old I am. 21 years, in fact, was when I finished high school. So I've been playing SuperCoach for that long. And one thing that I've been taught across the journey is when it comes to the big dogs, and we're talking about like Gaz Ablett Jr., we're talking about Swanee, we're talking about even Rockcliffe back in the day. Bont obviously fits into that now. But big dogs, you don't fade the big dogs. And that includes, I think, that extends to Nick Dacos. These guys, I think, no matter what they're priced at, because of the superpower that they provide in terms of the VC ability, the captaincy option week after week, that I think is what you're kind of paying extra for. And that's kind of what my rationale was in locking in Bont end of the day. But I do feel for you if you did fade him, because now it looks hard to get him in. But again, you've got one last opportunity. He actually, no, he's already played, hasn't he? So yeah, that makes it hard. I was going to say there's one last opportunity, but he was in the bubble. So I'll be intrigued to see how much he actually goes up in price or fluctuates, because he had a limited game in the first one in terms of scoring output, but he's more than made up for that over the past couple of rounds. So he might keep his price, maybe. Let us know if any of you out there have crunched the numbers. Big John, how are you, mates? What a start by the Dogs this season. Hopefully they can continue it. I reckon they're a smoky for the flag, personally. They've been around about the mark in recent seasons. So, yeah, they've got the cattle, that's for sure. Jonas, how did you not VC Bont? Pete did, of course, Pistol Pete, my father-in-law, and has no one out versus me in the cash league. Easy win for him. Has no one out, really? I'll have to ask him and quiz him, because surely he has to have had someone out. Or has he benched his buy players and he has enough coverage? Because he doesn't seem like the type to be trading through the buys. I'll have to ask him, though, for you, Jonas. Costas, how are you? Hey, man, would you be trading Rivers or Lindsay this week? Would be interested to hear who. I'll be keeping Lindsay. I think he'll be back in the team. I just think it's a case of, he needs a little bit of maybe he's had a taste at senior level, but maybe just a little bit off the pace. I think he's too talented to be in the VFL, personally. He's one of the better kicks in his draft year, so there's no real qualms about that. But I think in terms of getting used to the speed of the game is probably one thing as to why the Eagles have been like, we kind of looked a little bit out at sea. I reckon he'll be back in maybe as soon as next week. I mean, it's the Eagles after all. They don't have the quality to be, letting these youngsters and the talented youngsters at that languish in the second. So Rivers, how did Rivers go? I'm intrigued because personally, I have not seen how Rivers has been going because he's not on my radar. But an intriguing selection at that. I imagine you're going for him because of the fact. So I'm just having a quick look. Rivers has gone 55 in round one. I'd be waiting a week, mate. I always like to give players 2 bites of the cherry before we actually make a decision. The only exception to that rule is Blackiston to Fonty, which is what I'm doing because Fonty's on the bubble, and it's a bit of an exception there. Otherwise, I'd be more than happy to give Blackiston a second crack at it, but in this case, I can't. So for Rivers, I think you probably just hold off. How many CBAs did he get last week? Let's just go back. Let's just have a squeeze here on footy scores. I'll make sure that we're still sharing the. Yes, we are. Where are we? Melbourne. So it probably comes down to roll for Rivers. Okay, he had 44% CBAs, which was 16 in total. So it was among the top players rotated through the middle. So roll doesn't look to be an issue. Rivers, 16 disposals, 81% disposal efficiency. A bit of an interesting game there. 58% time on ground, mate. That would be part of the reason why he only scored 55. So I'd be backing him in. I'd be backing Lindsay in, and I would not be punting either of those two. If Rivers puts in a shit one again, or if he's limited for time on ground, maybe I'd be considering switching things up. But yeah. Jonas, it's Jakes. Are you sure it's Jakes? Because they're saying Jarks on the radio. Now I've got like three names in the mix here. Jakes, Jarks, and Jacks. So do we want to add another one to the mix? Big John, I had Bont VC. Well done to you, mate. After not taking Bont as VC last week in favour for Butters, I'm not making that mistake again. Well done to you, Big John. You've put your big brain on the line, then you've come off very, very nicely. Dan, going to hold Lindsay, wanted to trade him and use DPP and bring in Marshall, but I'm unsure what to do there. Thought I'd started Marshall, but it had Doverston and got locked up at thinking Marshall a must. Again, Marshall obviously rolling his ankle looked pretty bad. I don't know if you saw the game, but got trapped underneath. Who was it? I can't recall who it was. 2 big bodies anyway, and I think it was Larky and Radiclia. That's who it was. So 2 big blokes landed on his ankle, and I thought, shit, he's done a bit of damage here. But yeah, it turns out that he's actually okay. So I would be giving him another look. You can afford to. He's not on the bubble yet. And yeah, make a decision after this round, mate. And if it looks like he's going to be scoring well, which, he's in 45% of teams, I think, from memory. Yeah, 45%. So I'm just looking at my SuperCoach here on the other screen. And he's got a negative 33 break even now. So if he scores well enough, which he kind of should, he's playing Essendon. No disrespect to the Dons, but yeah, they should have an easy win here, Port. I mean, they're dropped off fair bit as well, must be said. But yeah, he might be one to target after this round, Dan. Edward, what to do with Richard? Started him over Bont FML. Well, what was his scoreline? Because he actually came good late in the piece. Ed Richards, 94, he finished one. I'd wager that he was scoring shit early and came good. He's pretty consistent across the board, 21, 31, 22, and 20. So I know they're not tons, but by the same token, I think he's that sort of player where, look at that disposal efficiency, 59%. So that definitely let him down. If he had brushed up on that, which normally is a really good kick. So I would say that's a bit of an anomaly in this case here from good old Ed. And I'd back him in. Just stick with Ed. I know it's very easy to fall into the knee-jerk reactions early on, but don't trade out your primos. unless there's a change in role, unless they're injured. There's no, like, you've picked them for a reason. Just got to back yourself in, really. SC12, seriously considering correcting Richards to Bont after their bye. Again, it's up to you if you want to, but again, I just think that, I mean, that's probably the exception to the rule in terms of not trading primos. If you're going for a Bont, someone who provides you with that consistency and that, as I said, you're paying extra for that VCC ability that he provides. So maybe you could do that, but outside of that, I wouldn't be trading Richards to anyone else. Jonas, anyone got sucked into picking NQR Millerer? Yeah, that's interesting because what did he score? 61. Yeah, he fell off off a cliff there, didn't he? I wouldn't be trusting Miller anyway. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but it seems as though Miller has been around the AFL for about 15 years, and he's been injured for around about half of those. So there's no way I'd be touching him because his durability has always been giving me the heebie-jeebies. Cheesy, I hope everyone jumps off Richards. Usually kickstarts them going off. Yeah, that's true. When everyone jumps off, he goes well. So keep that in mind. Good reminder there, Cheesy. Big Baller, how are you? Is Buderick a trade out next week? Had moments, but wasn't great overall. Feel like a rookie price guy could do the same. Might take the cash and run at the buy. I don't think it's worth trading him out as yet. I mean, his score wasn't the worst for this game, 67. You'd actually take that. I mean, I know he's higher priced, but like 245.7K, his break even at the moment before this game tonight was negative 39. So he's going to make us money. And off the back of that 67, I think looking at SuperCoach Plus, he will make around about 47K off the bat. And then his break even should, let me just have a quick squeeze, should be around about 25 odd at a guess. So, I mean, obviously he's going to the buy, but coming out of the buy, there's every chance that he continues scoring well. I mean, looking at SuperCoach Plus, I might try and get it up on screen here. Sorry, just give me a moment. Stop the screen. Big old head zoom in. Let me just, I wish I could screen share multiple windows. Alrighty, so where are we? So this is it. This is Buderick here. This is SuperCoach Plus here, as you can see. So in terms of his score, on the proviso that he was to score 76, this is according to SuperCoach Plus, he would have gone up 51.6K. He scored 67. 67? Yeah, 67. So should go up around about anywhere between 45 to 47K at a guess. And his break even at a guess should go up to around about 25, maybe 30 odd. So he's probably got another, 2 weeks on top of, coming out of his buy, where he should be making a little bit more money. But again, as we know, all it takes is one spike score to then really re-kickstart cash generation. So Buderick has actually surprised me because historically, if you look at his scoreline across the journey at the Suns, he's never really been one who's renowned for scoring anything above like 50 most weeks, as you can see here. But, I mean, he's in a different role now. Bailey Dale isn't really in good form. I mean, he's got 20 disposals tonight, but they were all uncontested, I think. All but 3 were uncontested and really wasn't doing much damage with the football, which is interesting. 368 meters gained, but 56. But yeah, so I just think that it's worth waiting. But yeah, if you want to go for a lower priced rookie who, again, lower priced rookies obviously only need to score, say, half of what, or average half of what Buderick is at the moment to make the equivalent, cash as to what Buderick is making. So less pressure and more chance of a lower price rookie making more money across the long term. But with Buderick, what you come with is a bit of job security. That's the big thing for him. And on scoring ability as well, which scoring in the 70s is actually pretty good at his price point. The Asian Supercoach, how are you, mate? Is this Sam Pang? Any possibility we trade Butters if he fails v Essendon? No. I'll just say no straight up. Not a fan of his attitude last week. He already knows Port ain't playing finals. His mind is gone on the doggies after tonight. Thoughts? No. I'm not a fan of doing that. He's a quality player, and despite the fact that Port are on the way down, and he's probably on the way out, as you've mentioned, I think he's too proud of a player. I mean, he always plays on the line, if you get my drift. Like, he's always white line fever. He just loses his shit more often than not, but that's Zach Butters. But no, in short, don't be trading out the big dogs because you'll be kicking yourself when he actually turns it around and has a 160 game like Bond did last week. Mass debate her, of course, Jonas. I will continue mentioning that name as well. You'll probably demonetize me and get my channel banned. Thank you, Jonas. Tankers, 0 premiums out is what I mean. Yeah, gotcha. Kate has Bond and English out next week versus me, who has neither. So she's screwed. These early buy round matchups are messed up. Yeah, that's the one thing. I mean, a lot of people read into the early buy rounds being like, oh, what about the tactic of like trading around the buys and like trading out guys that are on the buy to another player who is going to have a buy? And I'm like, well, it kind of does make sense. Outside of that, trading through the buys, even if you're trading in guys who have already had their buy in the early part of the season for these early buys, it's a waste. Don't do it. But I know that it does impact your leagues massively. Longer term, when you're talking about overall rank, you're just burning trade straight up. So you've also got to remember as well, when it comes to primos being out, if you have a highly owned primo out for that given buy round, more than likely, obviously, if they're highly owned, a majority of the competition is going to be in the same boat as you, having to cover them with a rookie off the bench. And if it's rookies off the bench for the midfield, for example, a lot of people have the same rookies, Blamires, Carroll, Jagger Smith, Tanner Brun. So in terms of that, like just kind of think of it in perspective of, are they highly owned and am I going to be impacted in terms of the cover that I'm going to have to use off the bench? English is another one. I think he's high enough owned. Let me just have a quick look at his ownership, 44.8%. And I'd wager that's probably gone up heading into this round for those people that jumped on him, as always is the case with recency bias, probably pushing it more towards 50%. So you could say, again, owned by at least half the competition, if not the majority, you're in the same boat as other people. So, yeah, don't be too stressed out about that. Just something I want to mention. Cheesy, Port look horrible, but they'll look like a top 4 against my mob. Yeah, just talking about the Dons. Mate, as I said last week, I get you. I'm a Carlton man, and it hurts me. So I feel your pain. The profit, and just a note, no one leave the stream, no one enter the stream. Ding, ding, 69, dinner for 2. We have 69 people currently in the stream. Oh, ruined it. Another 2 people entered, 71. Let's take back that ding, ding. The profit, 16, going Worrell if Roberts gets under 70 this week. How is Worrell going? Because I know obviously big score tonight, big score last week, 487, so really good value. 116. So he's had a 123. Geez, his break even will be close to single digits in wager. So I like Worrell. He's a really good player. Like last year, what did he average? Averaged a 90. And it's been going up like year on year, like 74.5 across 22, 23, then an 85, then a 90, and now a 116. Like the Crows just love using him, transitioning the footy out of defense. So he's got that really, really favorable role. Costas, yeah, I'm stuck with trading a defender now. It's between Blackiston and Lindsay. Happy to say I started Fonte. Well done, mate. Good start by you. But I would probably say between those two, lower priced. When it comes to, weighing up rookies, always opt for the lower priced one if you're sort of working out who to try and trade out. Blackiston will need now, because he's behind the 8 ball with his score, or his rolling 3-game average, I should say, at 295.5. Like his break even's already 50. If he scores another, let's have a quick look here, SuperCoach Plus. If he scores a 56 this coming round, he will only go up in the hundreds. And then if he scores 56 again, only goes up by a couple of grand. So if he averages a 55 across the next few rounds, he'll start losing cash. So that's kind of the benchmark of what he needs to score in order to make money. Of course, if he gets a spike score, that's definitely going to help. But choose Lindsay, because he needs to average, pittance in order to make the cash that Blackiston would have to. In order for Blackiston to make the same amount of cash as Lindsay, he would have to average way more than Lindsay. Geez, I had a bit of a Gary Lyon moment. I don't know if any of you were tuning into the broadcast. I was tuning in late, but have a look at Dan Gorringe's Instagram, and there was a passage of commentary where Gary Lyon was talking about, I think it was marks inside 50 or something for the Bulldogs. And he was like, yeah, check out like the marks for the Bulldogs. They were 1 mark. And then he just disappears mid-sentence. It's just like, what the hell? Where did he go? I don't have a Gaz moment then. Big John, what's your thoughts on Worrell as a trading option if Clark looks out of sorts again? Love you, mate. I actually really rate him. And I think he'd be a nice little pot. I mean, people might be trying to jump on him after this week because his price holds. He's in 1% of teams. He's in 2,453 teams. So I love him, especially as a nice pod. Jack, how are you, mates? Really hate this pick I had all preseason in Worrell. I have what? Really? 250 in the bank. I can potentially use that. Okay, you've had a bit of a Gary Lyon moment yourself there, mate. You said, as you said here, you butted up. Hate that I missed the pick with Worrell. You had me going there. I can potentially use that to get Worrell this week. It depends who you're trading out, mate. If there is a big bridge that you need to gap in order to big bridge. Geez, I'm out of sorts here. If there is a big gap that you need to bridge in terms of the price differential between the players trading out and Worrell, I wouldn't be keen on investing all of your bank on that. But yeah, if it's say, pouring 100 odd out to try and get him in team, then I don't mind it. A lot of people have probably already forgotten about Dan Houston as well. He's the other one who really does interest me. So if McKercher has another shit one, if his time on ground is lacking again, he will likely go out of my team for Houston, just because he's got a really good role and he's back to the way that he's kind of scoring when he was at Port Adelaide. But I love Worrell, especially because he's a pod. So I do endorse that, Jack. Dan, how are you? Young to who? 594K in the bank. Sarong or Zach Merritt? I'm not a fan of Sarong. I had him last year. He cooked me. You watch him get tagged this week and every week from here on out, and you watch his teammate in Brayshaw get off the chain, because that's what happened last year, and I have PTSD. So off the back of that, I'm going for Zach Merritt. I mean, the downside to that is they'll probably tag Zach Merritt. Not every team will, but a lot of teams will just identify that he's out and out their best player. There's no denying that. So that's kind of what comes with it. Outside of that, 594 in the bank. If you are restricted to a midfielder, it makes it hard, mate. Let's have a quick look. 595. Okay. Geez, would it be nice to go Joel Frazier, but he will change in price. Okay, so he's missed his break even. His break even was 130, and he scored 121 tonight. So you could maybe go for a Frazier, but yeah, his 2 first scores weren't too good. But he had a really nice role tonight, but probably too much of a risk, and I understand that. Let's sort this by ownership, shall we? Could you go for Rankin, maybe? I mean, only scored a 77 first up, but as a forward, you would think he should be a keeper. So I don't mind him. Who else is there? Lockie Neal. You need someone for this week, though, don't you? Yeah, it makes it a bit hard. LDU, maybe? I imagine you've already got Track. Yeah. Clary? Oh, Cozzy. I'd be going for Cozzy. Cozzy's probably my pick. I just think he will be a top 6 forward. I know he only scored a 74, but if you have a look at his game last week, which is why I wanted to select him in my team, but I didn't because of the issues, or the situation he was in with his partner up in Darwin, I think. Had the most CBAs of any D's midfielder. So love that for him. And his role is really, really good. Will continue. 77 was it? Or 70 on the dot? 74. 74. So his disposal efficiency really let him down 47%. If that was up around about 70%, he would have turned up or close to. So really, really big fan of Cozzy. So of those players, I'd be going for probably Pickett in if it were me in that decision, in that situation. Dan, best of luck though to you. I started Darcy. Do I fade? As in Sam Darcy? Well, how are you fading him if you've started him? Do you mean trade him out? Probably back him in, wouldn't you? I'm not a fan of key position players, but yeah, you could potentially trade him out if you want to. I think it'll be Worrell v Houston next week for tradings. There we go. Rook, how are you? Good to see you, mate. Go and check out Rook's content as well whilst we're here. Does some incredible work on YouTube. And I've heard it as well, a little bit of a birdie. He's starting up his own Discord as well. So that is in the mix. So when that is up and running, make sure you go and join that. And our own Discord as well, which you can find the link in the description somewhere, wherever I'm pointing. Click on that and join our Discord. Free to do so. It's a little community, little sort of Twitter space, safe space to chat about all things Supercoach nuffiness. Jace traded in Worrell and Murdoch for Young and Vicentini. Very happy with Worrell tonight. Almost went with Miller instead. Well, mate, you've absolutely smashed it with both of those trades, I think. Vicentini, I wish people didn't go for him. I told you not to do it. If you had Vicentini at V3 at R3, yeah, you could get away with it. But yeah, Young, I understand because of the value that he was presenting. Corey, how are you, mates? Love the back-to-back VC on Bont. Well done to you, good sir. If North win this week, we'll be top 3. As in North will be top 3? Jesus Christ. Jace got the VC on Noah for tomorrow. Hopefully he can match Bont's score. Well, he's my second favorite VC and C player. I'll see if we can get the where did I put it? The graphic up on screen. Yeah, that's to load. Yeah, he's actually got really good form against the Tigs, as you would have seen or heard on my VC and C I'm the Captain now. If you haven't, go and check it out. Scrub to the end and you'll see my top 5, but I'll try and get the graphic up on screen if I can find the graphic on my hard drive. Where is it? Here it is. Here we go. I'll get it up on screen for you kind folk here. Doesn't matter if you haven't watched me bloody a video. Oh, it's not. Is it going to work? Why is it not working? Hey, that's not it. That's not it. You bloody drongos. Bear with me. That's not it. Here it is. Hopefully. It takes ages to load. What's it doing? Here it is. So that's my top 5. Shees, Anderson, Track, Bont, Cherry. You could probably elevate Cherry above those other two if you wanted to because he's playing Flynn. And Flynn is conceding a whole heap of points. So if you're an owner of Cherry, it might be a bit of a pod pick to have him, as you'll see. But yeah, Anderson should score well. She's nuts, has great history as well against the Wheels. I might try and find as well. Where is it? Anderson. Oh, here we go. Mr. Anderson. All right. So this is, if it lets me do it, image, Anderson. Whilst that loads, let's pull up the next graphic. Oh, here we go. Sorry. This is, so he's averaging against Richmond 132.3. Recent games that he's played against the Tigs, 105, 147, 122, 128, 144, 154, and 126. And then Richmond, of course, conceded the 5th most points to opposition mids. So matchup-wise, probably not the best, but, I mean, it is Richmond, and he kills them. He kills them. So, yeah, I expect him to be scoring quite well. Now, where were we? The comments. Lost track. Here it is. Corey, I wanted Worrell. Would have meant Sharp on field and start Carroll. So I said no last week and went to Young. Well, that's fair enough, mate. Jace, what do you think of Wooderick? Tempted to trade him to Parrish if Parrish scores well. Can't see him making too much more cash. Yeah, it's up to you. As I spoke about earlier, I think he's got a little bit more money to make. All he needs is a spike score, and he will be making more bank for us. But if you want to sideways him to, I mean, the benefit here, and I can understand it, is obviously the Dogs played an opening round, so he increases in cash before everyone else that didn't play in an opening round game. So in that respect, they're trading him to a Parrish. He bridges the gap by, what will he go up in price? Yeah, as I said, about 45K. So he'll be around about 290 odd. and it's around about 40K or 45K difference between him and Parrish. So I don't mind it in that respect, Jace, because Parrish, provided, knock on wood, that he stays on the park, should make more money than what Buderick will longer term. So I don't mind that that switch up if you're looking at doing that. Kate, how are you? Lovely lady. Saw the comment about my team for next week. Thanks for the concern. Masturbator. See you next week. Kate, you are a smoky in our cash league. Of course, I am referring to the 1K cash league. I might pop it up on screen as well whilst we're going through the comments so you can marvel at the matchups and see how things are going in terms of the rankings. So the winner of this league wins 1K. I am ineligible. Likewise, Liam as well. So whoever wins it, it's virtually out of 18 people. Whoever wins it are winning themselves 1K. I think this is the second season now that we've done this league. Maybe third. I don't know. I'm losing my mind. But I'm currently in third spot. Tanker's the father-in-law. Gee whiz, he's out in front now. This is projected standings, obviously mid or in round. Kate, where are you at in this? You are here, aren't you? Yes, there you are. Just wait and see. So you're projected to win, I think, your game and get into sixth spot. So keep going. Keep going. Please wipe the floor with Jonas. That would be cool. In a nice way. In a nice way. Not physical, not violence. Jack, I was thinking Buderick, but I don't love that. I'll have Clark in D3. If he shits the bed, I'll go him to Worrell, potentially. Yeah, I don't mind either option, really. But yeah. It depends if you see Clark as a top 6 defender. I think he's sort of on the cusp. I don't see him as a definitive one. So, yeah, I can see merit in trading him, but yeah, it may come back to bite you. Worrell's buy just sucks. Is he got a buy next week, Worrell? Or is it the week after? Must be the week after. Sorry, no, he didn't play opening round. Am I thinking? His buy is round 12. Yes, the dreaded round 12. Yes, that does suck. So, yeah, if it doesn't work in with your buy, you can forgive it, though, because, as I always say, if it puts you out one round in the late buy round, the rounds that you're going to be getting him or owning him after this week, if you're trading him in for round 3, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're going to have 9 games out of him before he goes into the buy. So, but yeah, again, if you're down and out across your buy and you're going to be swallowing donuts left, right, and center, and you can't fill the best 18, then yeah, fair enough. But again, don't be stressed about the fact that you may be down to 21 players or 22 players or, 20 is probably the minimum, I think. But yeah, don't get caught up in the buy issues too much. Christian, how are you? Man, Young is such a dilemma for me. Got no cash in the bank. That makes it hard. That's why I always say at the start of the season, if you can, and again, it's one of the things I've learned across the journey, start with a little bit of money in your bank. And I had around about 50K or thereabouts, a little bit more actually, because I traded Buderick to, not Buderick, he's in my head now, Blackiston to Fonty, which cost me a little wee, about 10K or something. But yeah, it just helps you in terms of rookie correction. So it's probably something to just keep in mind for next season, Christian. Yeah, just because it kind of hamstrings you in the fact that you can't trade him upwards. The only option you have is trading him sideways or down. So maybe use it as an opportunity to, I imagine you haven't got all the best rookies. So if you don't have a Murdoch, for example, go for a Murdoch. Cook's another one, so you could go for him next week. Who else is there in terms of rookies? Marshall, Lombard, Robertson, these guys. And I imagine that you don't have all of them. So I'd be trading him down and hopefully you have a DPP swing, if you can afford it, to then trade him down to a rookie in another line, if you wanted to do that. Causa, we're slowly catching up with, I think, or we're falling behind the comments. Okay. Corey, Anderson or Callahan for Goulden? As decide Houston and Worrell. If I go Anderson, we'll have 6 round 12 by, as in 6 players on the round 12 by. Jesus. Houston and Worrell, if I go Anderson, I don't know what you mean with the Houston and Worrell bit, but if you go Anderson, you'll have 6 in the round 12 by. Wow. Okay. So that means that I think that's 17 players. If that's the case, I'd either be making that trade and then keeping in mind that you've got to trade someone into your team that doesn't have a buy in that week and trading out a player that has the buy in that week in round 12 just to sort of make up the differential. Because I'm a big fan of Anderson, but Callahan, I was very close. I actually probably would have started Callahan in my team had he not had that injury interrupted preseason. Again, that's the reason why I didn't start him. That was my new rule, and I stuck by it. But I like either option, mate. Callahan, I think, is on the cusp of a top 8 finish in the midfield come the end of the season. Likewise, Anderson, I think, is probably a bit more solidified. But, yeah, both good options. Jonas, yeah, if Jay Clark sucks this week, he's going out for Houston. Plus, yeah, the 136K you're going to be getting from that as well is a big bonus. Profit, I went Blackerson to Fonte, worth moving Young to Murdoch from West Coast and sitting on 520K in the bank to pounce on a ruck or Bont. Think Young experiment is already over. Yep, I do agree with Young. I think that there is no need to wait any longer. We've seen enough. His durability already historically is shot. Now that he's injured again so early in the season, does not bode well for the remaining 22 rounds of the season. So, yeah, he's not gonna be from here on out. I'd be surprised if he doesn't have any other niggles for the remainder of the season. So I'd be getting rid of Young, and yeah, Murdoch. I'd be getting him in your team. You could potentially wait a week on that. It is, of course, best 18 this week. I personally only have 22 this week because we have to field a blue dot in the midfield, which I'm not too, displeased with. I don't really care. As I said, like for me, if I have anything close to 20 in a bye week where it's best 18, I'll be a little bit more worried. But missing a player isn't really going to affect me with the head-to-head leagues, because remember, again, it's best 18, and those people that may have 23 players, they're just going to have 5 players drop out of their best score. I'm going to have 4 players drop out of my best score. So, yeah, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, if you want to hold on to Young and get another look at Murdoch just in case, you can do that. Otherwise, yeah, get on him early. I think he's probably going to stick around. He looked really good. He's established. He's mature age, big body, and looked really good. Also, Houston over Worrell. I think that's going to be the decision that is going to be the sliding doors moment of looking back on coming into the season as to who you went for. They both could pay off. Who knows? But I like both, really, because they're both pods. Worrell's more of a pod, but they've both got a good role and historically can score well. So don't mind either, mate. Cheesy, I'm not sure what to do with Young. I kind of want to hold him, but I'll take a beating on these buy rounds if I do. I love the guy. I'll reassess next week, see what they say. I reckon you might, if you hold on to him, he's going to be a buy. He's going to be a bit of a pod, bit of a pod man. So if you want to go down that route, feel free. Nini boy, what do I do with Miller? Preseason score of 114, 144. Now a 62 projected. 1900 this week. Happy with that. Very good. But not with that score of Miller. It depends how many players you got, mate, because he's going to drop out of your team. That score, provided you've obviously got more than 18. But yeah, if you started with Miller, just stick with him. It's one poor score out of 3, so the numbers are with you there. They're not against you. So just hold off, hold the door, and reassess. If he has another shit one next week, you can maybe reassess things. But I wouldn't worry so much at the moment. Jonas, the only top 3 North know about are top 3 draft picks. Or top 3 picks in the draft. Daniel, maybe Young to Fonte via Rosie into mid. Like that, mate. Like that very much. That would give you a little bit of money, would it not? Hayden Young, 389. Yes, it would give you around about 90K in the bank off the back of that. So I do like that move, mate. Corey couldn't touch it in the last. Buderick hardly, so the scaling didn't help him. There you go. Corey, very insightful there. Worrell has around 12 by. Shane Barker, who I mistook you for being a Jonas goat. And I'm still a little bit undecided as to whether or not you are Jonas in disguise. And that profile pic looks awfully like BT. It does. Didn't want to, but went Lindsay to Fonte and Young to Murdoch. Lindsay to Fonte I don't know about personally, but Young to Murdoch, yep. The profit 16. I went Blackiston to Fonte. I think Young to Murdoch is the move, which gives me 520k in the bank. I can have McAndrew as R2. I have McAndrew as R2. This gives me insurance on him, or I can pounce on Bont. Unsure about Sarong. Yeah, I don't trust Sarong, but yeah, decent moves there. Corey Blackledge. So it means if I go Worrell and Anderson, will be 6 premiums. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, sure. Go for it. Jonas, Damo, have you watched Spartacus House of Usher? Great. No, I have not, man. I heard good things about it. Rated R, superstar. Should I take? You're a funny man. Rated R. You just bloody rubbing our noses in it now. Can you tell me what you think of my team? My name is Rio Blues. All right. We won't probably get into this team. We might do a specialized stream potentially for those. Okay, let's just say this. For those of you out there keen to have their teams reviewed in season, let us know, because what we might do is, and whilst I actually mention this as well, I want to shout out. Where is it? Let me just find it. Need to go YouTube Studio, because I want to shout out this new member of our channel, and it's Errol Marrick or Marriage, who joined as a member 7 days ago, and we have a handful of members now. We have 4 or 5 members. I don't really like Cheesy man, you're a gun. We have Adam, our number 1 ticket holder, of course, and Nicole Fisher, another legend of our SuperCoach Edge community and being around the traps, big supporter of ours. All 4 of these people, absolute guns, and they're getting around us just in terms of what we're doing, what we're providing, because obviously what we do is for free, and that's fine. But what we might be doing, and as a bit of an additional offering, because we want to be giving back to the members that join our channel, we might do a special in-season stream, maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. We'll see how we go. Hey, I've got a 9-month-old. I need as much free time as I can get outside of that, but we may do that. So if you are keen, all you need to do, we might just set the groundwork here. If you join as a channel member, what we will do, and we promise this, we will be doing a members-only stream. We will review your team. We'll go through the ins and outs, what we recommend for you to do in terms of trades, VC options, C options, all that sort of stuff. You can message us, which is directly through the Discord, and happy to answer any questions and whatnot. So feel free to do just that. I mean, all you got to do is just join as a member, and I think it's $2, $5. I'll have a look at the other prices there, but might have to put down the price, I think, because $5 is, even in today's economy, we need it for fuel. God damn it! I got to find it. Memberships levels. Okay. Oh, there you go. So it's $4 to become a member, which is a month. So yeah, if you wanted to join as a member, feel free to do so. And yeah, as I said, we will do. I mean, we've got 4 members at the moment. If we get an additional member, all we need is 1 more. We will be starting this this live stream, and it will be a private live stream where we'll go through your teams. With that, let us go through and continue on. Rio Blues. Now, quickly for you, mate, this is the one time we'll do it. We won't do it for anyone else because it does take up some time. And I am conscious, we've been streaming for 48 minutes. And I said initially we'd go for 45 minutes, but we do have 73 people with us. So we won't be doing that prematurely as yet. But your team looks pretty good, Matt. You've got all the big dogs, you've got all the big rookies as well, which is good to see. Geez, this looks like my team. 100%. Parish, Flanders, McKercher. Is this my team? Mate, you've got my team, have you not? I think you have my team. My team's there, obviously, on the left. Have a scroll through this. Is this not my team? I've got all these players here. Sarong, Blamires, Clowney White. Unless it's bugging out and it's showing me my own team. That's crazy. Okay. That is kind of weird. So that is my team. The other difference we had last week was, I think, the VCNC. Interesting. Well, add you as a rival, mate. See how you go. But seems as though we have the same train of thought, which is a bit weird. Shane Barker, of all the never agains, Young is the most of them. Yep, totally agree there. You've got to adapt my new rule, mate. Do not start players that have questionable durability with a limited preseason. That probably would have applied to Parrish. If Parrish had some sort of niggle, he would have been out of my team because we can't trust him. Corey, for Bont VC, I went Jagger C. Very good, mate. Oh, well, he's a captain of the future, Jagger. What do we think is Butterick's cliff price, or too early to tell? I think it's probably a little bit too early to tell, mate. I don't have the magic number to really work out what the go is. In terms of projections and stuff, like you can only go by SuperCoach Plus there and what they say. But yeah, I mean, at the moment, he will probably make another 40K or thereabouts coming out of the buy, maybe close to 50K. I mean, too early to see. Don't know what you mean there. Jonas, Corey, same. Thank you. I have all those except Colby and Walsh. Okay, it must have bugged out and showed me my own team. That's really weird. Because it showed me with Walsh in my team. Unless I was dreaming it and I was seeing Walsh like I see him in my dreams. What we might do is maybe just to round things out. I mean, I'm still conscious we have 77 people watching, and thank you to all of you out there tuning in. Really appreciate all of your support. We might whack up the link. If anyone wants to jump on for a quick chat, it is on the cusp of midnight. So we won't go much longer because I have to feed my little one, who is sleeping at the moment, obviously. But he's normally due a feed around about this time or close to 12:30. So we won't go for too long. But it looks as though the comments have dried up. Rated R Superstar. Last week I was greedy and didn't take English's VC score. Ooh. Really? Anything over 120 for me is a lock and load. That's me. That's me to a T. But yeah, let us know your thoughts as well. Like, how are you going? No one said, like, who are you going for VC and C? I think there's maybe a couple of people who said, but Corey said he is going, he's locked in Bont VC. But for anyone that hasn't locked in or have Bont as their VC, who are you going as your VC? I'm intrigued. The only live show in town, mate, 100%, always is. Always is. Annoying no one goes live after a Thursday night game. Well, Thursday night was just not possible in my end, unfortunately. But we'll see how we go in the future. But I just figured Friday night is normally the night where, as you can see here, with 75 people joining us, it's much easier compared to those Thursday night games because a majority of people have work the next day. So by the time you fire up the live stream, you can probably go for an hour or thereabouts, and people start dropping off. Like, we probably have around about 20 people. If this was Thursday night, we would have about 20 people jumping on, which isn't enough. Dan, g'day Damo. Blues might be all right. Think the list is actually okay in 2023 prelim, not that long ago. Nah, I reckon we're pretty ordinary, mate. I think we're all right, but the coaching's a massive issue. I've said it all along. And Jonas is a fellow bagger as well. He can attest to this. Terrible. The way that we're being coached, terrible. The players as well. I mean, they obviously foot the blame, but not entirely. 2023, the way that we were playing then was chalk and cheese. And it was like, off the back of that, the coach, Invos, and everyone else around him readjusted, like just went overboard and became really defensive, kicked in the line, avoid the corridor. You look at the way that Hawthorn play, and I wish that we had Sam Mitchell as the coach, because he's just so smart, and the way that he moves the ball is just next level. VC is done. Bont lock. Yep. Caleb Bloomer. I'm having a punt on Whitfield VC. Yep. Like that. 170 last time against the Saints. I spoke about him in the VC and C I am the captain now episode, and said that he's my smoky. So I like him as an option. Dan, also, mate, I've got a filthy pot in Laird. Should I jump off next week? Regular top 1% finisher. Just always a stupid pot or two. Laird intrigued me as well, but yeah, he's probably going to hurt you more than he's not, because he's a bit of a pot, is he not? Good old Laird. Block Laird. In 2% of teams, yeah. So he's going to hurt you, mate, with these low scores. So I'd probably pull the trigger there. G'day, Trav. Going track VC and Sheasel C. Very much like me. Yep. Let's hope. Very nice there, Jonas. Track into Cherry. I'm not risking it on Sheasel or on track or Tracker or Cherry. No, you got to go. If you got Bond, you lock that in every day of the week. Did you watch Matthew Kennedy tonight and Charlie Curnow last night? I only watched a little bit of Matt Kennedy because I only just got home late because I've been out filming some basketball for a client. But Charlie, yeah, he went missing, and that's similar to what he was doing last season. Charlie, I think he's being found out more because he's in a decent team and his work rate is shithouse. But Matt Kennedy, I rate him. He's a good player, Matt. Josh Roll, 2 big scores. G'day, SuperCoach, kiss of death. Josh Roll is a target. Don't know how I get him though. At least he's low ownership. He's a pod, obviously, but low price as well, 487 compared to the bigger price primos. Grant had Ed Richards last year, and I'm getting deja vu. Should I be concerned? I don't think you should be, depending on what stage of the season you jumped on him. He went on a tear last year, did he not? So let's have a quick squeeze. Yeah, so he had a few off games here, but outside of that, he was actually really good. So I don't mind him. Good insight on the Blues, agree with that. Need better skill execution. Just on that as well. Where are we? Also here, I'm going to do a shameless plug for my channel. So if you are keen, where are we? Can we show this instead? Just going to share my screen, window. So this here is my sister channel, Blue Baggers Edge on YouTube. So if you are a Carlton supporter, of course, this will be more of interest to you. But if not, I offer my inside analysis, chatting about, coaching, tactics, everything else, players, do reviews, previews, all that sort of stuff. So outside of the SuperCoach side of things, this is my realm. So, try and offer a little bit of analysis. As you know, I love my stats and deep diving into strategy in the way that we structure up defensively, offensively, and use the ball through the middle. Chat about that in, obviously, previews and reviews and stuff as well. So feel free to go and check that out if you're of interest. You may not, if you're not a Carlton supporter, but feel free if you are. I will bring back up on screen, and I'm conscious that there's some comments coming through. We might as well wrap things up shortly because I can hear my little man crying. So this will be the last of the comments. Callum Mills is a good pod. Indeed, he is. Watched that whole Sydney game. That ball delivery to Curnow was so bad it wasn't his fault. It was. I mean, I spoke about it in terms of I don't know if it was on my Blue Baggers Edge channel, but the if you have a look at Sydney's marks inside 50 last year, they were just as bad as Carlton. So and efficiency inside 50. So I think people are kind of overblowing the supply that Sydney give their forwards. Without Goulding kicking it to him, he isn't getting the supply. Yeah, Chad Warner's a pretty ordinary kick. Jonas, look at how Melbourne kicked the ball to Van Ruin on the lead last week instead of bombing it up and just have him misjudging it all the time last season. Things can turn around quick unless you have Voss. Yep. Coaching is a big, big thing. Chad Warden was the worst player on the ground in the last few minutes in the Swans-Hawks game. Yeah, you can be Jekyll and Hyde, can't he? And you've said I'll take Marby or Troll over Mackay. Alrighty. So let me just remove myself for a moment, ladies and gents. And I'll be back in a moment because I want to see if it is indeed my son that is calling out. And if it is, we will be wrapping up the stream because we have been going for an hour. Yes, I think it is. So what we might do, ladies and gents, we might wrap things up there. We've been going for around about an hour now, so that was kind of a little bit longer than what I actually said, didn't I? I said 45 minutes. So I've been treating you a little bit more with a little bit of extra. So again, appreciate all of you tuning in, and the support that you provide is invaluable. And just on that as well, if you have yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please, that's all I ask. That's all I ask of you. Hit the subscribe button down below, and that's good support for the channel. And yeah, shows us that you're enjoying what we are punching out in terms of content. If there's anything that you want to see as well, let us know in the comment section. Hit us up on Twitter. We are all ears. Of course, we're doing these offerings in terms of team talk. We're doing the usual SuperCoach Edge weekly episode, as well as our I Am the Captain Now self-contained side episode as well, where we can dedicate around about 20 minutes to deep diving into the top 10 most weeks. We'll try and do that. Captain and VC prospects, the best of the best. So outside of that, if there's anything else you want to see or in our episodes from week to week, let us know. We are all ears. So thank you as always. Thank you, Jonas, for jumping on. Appreciate your company as always. Likewise, rated R Superstar -F4E. Thank you, kind sir. And likewise as well, get in the Discord as well. Very, very good segue there, Jonas. I will grab the code and I'll whack it in the comment section. So it's easy. All you need to do is click the link, jump on in. It is that easy. So let me just grab the link and we'll whack it in. For a moment, just give me a moment. Here it is. This is the Discord link here. We are chatting about SuperCoach all day, all night. So click on that link. It should allow you to jump on. If you have any issues, let us know in the comment section after this stream is ended, and we will whack up another link as well on top of that. But free to join. It's virtually like a message board. It's like Big Footy. It's like Twitter, all compiled into one. We chat about injuries, chat about VC and C options. There's banter. There's obviously little private rooms as well for our 1K cash leagues, and we have chat about leagues, everything else as well as Q&As and any help that you may need or you want to offer others, you are more than welcome as well. So jump to the Discord. And as well, last link, if you have not joined our open league in SuperCoach, now is the time to do so. That is a link there. It's going to be open for the remainder of the season up until maybe the last month of the season. So jump into that. Free to do so. The code there is 329568. But if you click that link, that'll take you straight through and you can do an instant join there. But join the Discord because we want to try and grow that as much as we can and help each other out virtually, because that is all not all we're trying to accomplish here, but one of the primary reasons why we created it is to create a community outside of Big Footy, because not everyone uses Big Footy. And I know they've got their own SuperCoach and fantasy forums and stuff there. This is kind of a one-stop shop where it's like a Twitter, a message board. You leave your message there and then people can reply to it. And yeah, it's 24/7. You can jump in, chat about anything that you desire. But outside of that, ladies and gents, we might end things there. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. We've still got 56 people joining us. And I reckon we probably, if we check back in 2 hours' time, if we're still streaming, we'll still have that many people streaming as well. So it's going 5 minutes later. Very good, Jonas. But thank you, as always, for tuning in. Really appreciate your company. Give us a subscribe. Again, that's all we ask. And appreciate everything that you do for us support-wise. Thank you, Grant. And with that, we will catch you in the next one. All the very best for the remainder of round 2. We'll see you on the flip side. Cheers.